America, home to the fattiest of fatties. A new report says the global obesity represents the equivalent of having an extra billion people on the planet. This extra weight is not distributed evenly. The U.S. has only 5% of the world's population, but 1/3 of the world's biomass due to obesity. If every country became as fat as America, farmers would need to increase food production by 20%. Asia, however, has 61% of the world's population, but accounts for only 13% of the world's weight. Maybe Americans should start taking notes. Otherwise, politicians are going to step in and make enjoying delicious, tasty junk food illegal.
Well, according to the Centers for Disease Control, Americans are the fattest people in the world, and the health problems stemming from obesity are not any better. So is it how much we eat or the kind of food that we're eating?
We begin with Monsanto, the former manufacturer of killer herbicide Agent Orange. That's the chemical sprayed through the jungles of Vietnam during the war with the United States. Agent Orange eventually produced symptoms like these decades later. Monsanto is now responsible for more than half of the country's food and produce supply.
I believe that food is medicine, and that genetically modifying the food that we eat is going to have a great health impact on us.
The United States also holds the record for the largest production of genetically modified products in the world. According to GMO Compass, 95% of American corn and 85% of the soybean industry is genetically modified. The ingredients in all processed foods contain GM ingredients. The Grocers Manufacturers of America estimate 70 to 75% of the food we eat every day is genetically engineered.
This is one of the most dangerous massive experiments we've ever conducted on our planet.
In the mid-1990s, the FDA and the USDA allowed genetically modified food products and ingredients to flourish through the American food supply and farming industry. Suddenly, processed foods filled with chemically altered ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, canola oil, and modified soybean hit the shelves of America's supermarkets.
When GMOs were introduced in 1996, 7% of Americans had 3 or more chronic illnesses. Within 9 years, that went to 13%. Food allergies doubled in less time. Food-related illnesses doubled between 1994 and 2001. Autism is up, obesity is up, diabetes is up. No one is checking to see if the most radical change in the human food supply, the introduction of genetically modified foods, is contributing to these dangerous statistics.
Well, it's not only the state of the economy in question for President Obama. It's also some other choices, including those of food safety. We've been talking about obesity in America here on RT, and in our first segment, we brought you the startling numbers and talked about who in the country is being affected. We also asked this question: is the mass production and consumption of genetically modified food products in the United States causing major health problems stemming from the rise of obesity? For a closer look, RT's Jehan Hafiz has part 2 of Fat in America.
When my father grew up, and he swears by this, that, you know, poor people were skinny. You know, poor people are now obese.
It's selective foods in selective communities, on the shelves and flourishing in the diets of low-income households.
This is an example of what we mean when we say selective foods in selective neighborhoods. We're here at a supermarket in one of the very few black neighborhoods in the suburbs of Virginia, and nearly everything on these shelves is made from processed ingredients, GMO foods, either canned or boxed foods. And for the most part, you can pick up anything here and see high fructose corn syrup. It's something that's contributing to obesity in America.
Would you buy this for your child? Was that something that you would feed your kid as like a snack?
No, I would not feed this to my child as a snack.
Why is that?
Well, probably most of the ingredients on here I can't even pronounce, and if I can't pronounce it, I certainly don't want to eat it.
It's been 3 months since we launched Let's Move.
Pioneering the Eat Healthy campaign is First Lady Michelle Obama.
Between what's in our food and how much of it that we eat, Americans consume more calories, fat, and sugar today than ever before.
She's encouraging Americans to plant and eat healthy foods.
It's ironic that on the one hand, Michelle Obama is planting and harvesting an organic garden. On the other hand, President Obama has put Michael Taylor as the U.S. food safety czar. Under Michael Taylor's watch, the FDA said no testing necessary at all for GMOs, no labeling necessary, and then Taylor went on to become Monsanto's vice president. In addition, Obama has placed many key pro-Monsanto and pro-genetically engineering people in key positions in the USDA and elsewhere.
These are the people making key decisions, not only for the American food supply, but also on which products and food policies are exported to the world market.
They're supposed to be protecting the people, but what it appears to me is that the Department of Agriculture is protecting and promoting Monsanto.
What's left of America's organic farming industry is familiar with Monsanto's stranglehold of the U.S. market. Phil Gersten of Gersten Seeds Farming in Idaho took Monsanto to the Supreme Court because of claims their Roundup Ready alfalfa seeds were contaminating his farmlands.
So this product will be out there, so farmers will need to coexist.
In the end, Gersten lost the case and Monsanto won.
It's incredible what is going on.
Obesity, corporate domination, and the future of America's health. It's a lot to swallow for a country where there's an abundance of food and an increasing waistline stretching from the high echelons of the government to your dinner table.